Hi Gemini, welcome to your general reading for April 6th to the 12th, 2020. Remember, these messages are general. Don't try to make them fit if they don't. You want to be sure to check your rising sign, moon sign, and your Venus sign for the fullest message. And remember, the energies could always be flip-flop. So guys, I do want to say that when I always meditate and shuffle before I turn the camera on for any sign. Oblivion came out three separate times. It's very unusual. So I'm accepting this as your crowning energy. Okay. But before we get into talking about all of that, I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to be front loading astrology like I normally do. I am going to be linking at the end of the video the full moon forecast that's hitting on this Tuesday, the 7th in Libra. I did a pretty long video on it yesterday, so you guys could check it out there. And just, that's the biggest energy going on this week. But I thought it'd be kind of cool for you guys to talk about good days, bad days this week, just because who doesn't like to know when the energy is in our favor according to sign. So I do want to say, like, we have Mars and Venus popping every single day along with the sun. Every single day. Venus and Mars, Venus and Mars. Venus is all about self feeling of self-worth. It has to do with love. It has to do with the connection to money. Mars is all about having this initiation, and the sun is about really helping us to see a way forward. So there's a lot of thinking going on this week. This is what I'm feeling, right? Every single day. Very positive day on Tuesday. Very positive, because on top of those, we also have the moon is going to be really harmonious with you guys. So there's a better chance of emotional harmony, really good mood, favorable relationship with people in your life, children, your significant other, particularly the women in your life. I do want to say that. Domestic harmony, fertility. So be careful if you guys don't want to get pregnant. I mean, really very powerful day that day. But just really feeling a very strong level of comfort. So we have that on top of your ruling planet is forming a really fortunate and creative aspect with your love planets. So that represents a really strong opportunity to just bring harmony in general to close relationships. Could be intimate or other. It doesn't really even matter. So this is more just having to do with the Mars and Venus. Venus, every single day, Venus is going to be harmonious with your sign. So overall, it's going to be a great week for power of attraction and partnerships and connections and beauty treatments, and everybody being in quarantine, do some cool face masks or whatever, and just for being appreciated by others on very romantic and social levels. So really, really good, like every single day, really every day. And again, Mars is about having this really strong desire to push something forward. So I love it. I really love it. And then just having this idea of the moon in your romance sector also, it's just really going to be like very magnetic. That particularly is going to be happening on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So really good stuff. I mean, I have to say. And then also, the best days to have the powerful conversation that you might need to have, by the way, is next Saturday and Sunday. But I also want to mention about next weekend too, is your ruling planet is forming the especially fortunate aspects with other planets. So this indicates opportunity. So you really want to keep your mind and your eyes open to the possibility of anything new coming your way, guys. It could be a new relationship. It could be making new friendship connections. It could be a new job connection, some sort of new opportunity. So I really like that. So conversations, really great next weekend, for opportunity. But really the best day is Tuesday the 7th, honestly. So we're going to talk about this first. Let me just pull. To do this a little different. That's past. We're going to do present, challenge, future. So I'm going to do this interpretation for relationship and career like I do. And then I'm going to do a whole separate spread for love only. Okay. So I don't know why. I like giving a couple of readings in one, because there are so many people out there. I can't possibly get everybody's energy each time. But let's talk about this, and maybe just live on camera I'll pull a second, but this just kept coming out. Guys, I want you to look at this card. It is just So beautiful, right? The girl is standing in a pool of water and her emotions are physically manifesting, right? You see that? It's like the water is reflecting the moonlight, but it grows stagnant. It needs to swirl and move, and her arms are folded like in resistance. It's like she's blocking the peace and fulfillment that she really wants, you know? Yet for some reason she feels like she needs to deny herself, you know? And then the petals are starting to fly away in the wind. So this is about you now. Don't miss an opportunity because you're wallowing or feeling sorry for yourself in something. It's like, open up your arms and receive the gifts waiting for you. You know, like seriously, turn your face towards the sun and let the shadows just be behind you. Just be behind you, right? Because this is telling me, like, I don't know, it's are you being blind to the gifts around you, or do you tend to cut your nose off to spite your face sometimes? I mean, I guess we all do, but I'm getting this energy very strong where there's something beautiful and useful in feeling those dark reflections and sorrowful emotions sometimes. But these same emotions, they turn ugly, you know, when they rot and fester and become like a kind of like self-pity and martyrdom. You know, and this is no shade on you guys, Gemini. I understand that. This is just really this idea that something is waiting for you, right? It's like the flowers here are waiting, right? But you don't want to let them die. But the thing is here too, in this energy, don't let everybody know what's going on in your head. This is definitely a time to keep up with appearances, do what you need to do. There's a great beauty and gifts around you, but you're turning your back to them. So figure that out, you know, be brave and rise above like that suction cup of self-pity. You know, you've really inflicted enough self-suffering on yourself. You really have. You've been through enough, Gemini, enough. So it's really time to make that conscious decision to turn your face towards the sun. Absolutely. I love it. Let's put that here. Let me just pull another one just for the heck of it and see what comes up. Epoch, pause in your journey. All right, you know what? Listen, we all have a pause in our journey right now. No one could go out, of course. All right, but on that pause in your journey, you're being asked to really look at things here. Really nice. All right, so let's get into the cards. So, well, I'm going to do the past row first, then the present, then the challenge, then the outcome. Okay, we'll see what we have. So coming into this energy, we had the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is the Sun and Aries energy. So this is telling me that you were in a space where you were moving forward in your life. You had a lot of passion about something that you were moving forward in, or at least you were really excited about moving forward with something. Things were going relatively pretty good for you. The Sun in Aries energy is about these ideas hitting you, and Aries is about you using these epiphanies to start this fresh path. So that's where you were at, right? And then the Six of Cups energy, beautiful energy. I love it. This is a Sun in Scorpio. So this is, first of all, this is about, for some of you, this could have been that you've recently reconnected with somebody. It could be an old friendship. It could be going back to an old job. It could be reconciling with an old intimate relationship. For others of you, it could be just that you went back to visiting your roots, or you were in contact with people from your past or with your family, people you haven't spoken to, though, in a while. But this is about a transformation energy, right? Because it's Sun in Scorpio, and Scorpio being ruled by Pluto is about transformation. So this is about change happening because of something from your past. So if this doesn't, as far as career goes, if this doesn't have to do with you having gone back to a new job, or somebody reaching an old job, or somebody reaching out to you who you used to work with, then this could be you really getting in touch with what you wanted to do once upon a time, really getting in touch with that and getting the wheels moving forward in being able to make that happen for you, and being able to make that transformation. Again, because being ruled by Pluto, Scorpio is about transformation. All right. This can also indicate, ideas hitting you and you feeling really at one with them, but you end up spinning into the space of analysis paralysis in the past, right? Because wherever Scorpio hangs out, that's where obsession hangs out too. So we have the Sun that brings these fresh ideas and this fire in our belly to do something, but then we're crossed kind of with that analysis paralysis because we're obsessing over, should I go back to that relationship? Should I not? Am I able to actually do that new career? I don't know what if it doesn't work out? I'm just not sure. And overthinking things and really getting into that space of, I call it analysis paralysis, where it's just like you're obsessing over something. But there's definitely a connection to the past here. Now, if it's not to the past, it's you meeting somebody who you feel like you've known before from a past life, but definitely has some sort of connection to do with the past. And then we have the Five of Wands, which is conflict. 5 is conflict, Wands are passion and will. So definitely a battle of the wills here, quite literally. This is a Saturn and Leo. So, and whatever this is, because wherever Saturn is limitation. Saturn is things are getting slowed down. So this battle of the wills that you're having with somebody, this could even be with yourself, Gemini, quite frankly, ends up getting in your way, where you end up being at odds with what you want to do in your life, pushing forward, what that fire in your belly is telling you, really wanting to do that. But then it's like the Saturn energy is like, yeah, but can you really do that? I don't know. Maybe that's not the right thing for you to do right now. So for some of you, this is going to be a space where you definitely knew that you wanted to change your path and move forward. There was some sort of connection to the past that came front and center. It could be an idea that you wanted to do once upon a time that you wanted to implement, having to do with a career. This could have to do with an old relationship, an old friendship, anything like that. But you going to this space of kind of obsessing about it and really spinning into this space of having this conflict within yourself, where you have a fire in the belly to move forward, but then Saturn is like, nope, you can't do that yet. So some of you are going to be having that happen internally. Some of you are going to be having that happen externally with somebody else. General reading. So I'm going to give you the interpretations, right? So that's the past. So that's what I'm getting, that you were in the past. Now, presently, we have the Four of Coins in reverse. And this tells me that, listen, many of us are in the Four of Coins in reverse, right? This is about, I hate to say this, but it's like the miser energy, like a miserly energy, where it's somebody really holding tight to their money, holding tight to the coin. But listen, it's just the state of things right now. Now, if that's not you and you don't resonate with that, this is you being in a serious state of self-protection. Really wanting to protect yourself. Because remember, coins represent money, but it also represents mental, physical, and emotional connection. So if you're getting this in reverse, and just look at him, how tight he's holding on, right? In reverse, it's you really wanting to protect yourself. And then, because when we have the Magician, so yeah, the Magician, you're holding tight to it, because then we have the Magician reverse, guys. This is Mercury reverse. Mercury is about moving forward in the day-to-day. Mercury is about communication. It's about, Mercury rules the communication that we have online. Doesn't rule technology, that's Uranus, but it rules the communication we have online. It rules teaching and writing and higher education. So, this makes sense, just because a lot of people, you're not moving forward. You're not doing your normal day-to-day stuff, your everyday travel. A lot of you are not taking part in higher education the way you normally do, right? A lot of you guys are, those of you who are in school are studying from home. Those of you who teach in higher ed like me, you're teaching from home, right? A lot of this is, so there's this stop in forward movement. If that's not resonating with you, there's definitely this stop in some sort of communication. And many of you can be dealing with an energy that's very like a trickster type of energy. Because the Magician reverse can definitely be a very trickster, where, again, think about what Mercury means, right? It's all about communication. Everything in reverse. Is somebody not being very open with you, very honest? Is somebody not telling you the truth? Somebody might be trying to pull the wool over your eyes, or just serve you some lip service, So that's going to resonate with some of you. And because of that, you're in this mode of self-protection. Okay. And then we have the Six of Wands. In the upright, I like this energy. Six of Wands is nice. This is about respect. This is about success. I do like it. It's Jupiter in Leo. So regardless of the fact that you guys are feeling this way, right? So this lack of movement forward, we still have this Jupiter in Leo energy. So this is about respect, and this is about success. So something's going to be happening this week. And I do feel like that, just looking at the days, just the general energies in connection to Gemini, you have a lot being pushed forward. There's definitely going to be a little tickle of fire under your feet to get something going. You know what, Gemini? And really tap into that. Why not? You know, I mean, you guys are ruled by Mercury. You know, if you guys need a new job or get online, do that. Great energy for filling out forms, for filling out job applications, all of that. If that's the case, yeah. Now, if this has to do with a relationship and you're in self-protect mode, and somebody is really not like doing the right thing by you, this is you not allowing them at all to penetrate. Meaning like you have a shield around you. And if somebody's trying to play games with you, it's not working this week. It's not. You're all about maintaining your self-respect. You're all about just being successful in your life. And you're not even going to busy yourself with small little petty people who want to try to create stress in your life right now where there's just other things to be concerned about, right? I mean, just in general is what I'm getting. Now, the challenge for you here is going to be, we have the moon, then we have the tower reversed, and we have the Four of Cups reversed. So the moon energy is a Pisces energy. Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So this is about you feeling very confused, I feel like. Now, again, this is in your fear position. So this is very mental. Right? This is very mental. And we have to be careful with that, Gemini, right? Because we are like the most, I'm saying we, because many of you know I am a Gemini sun. We are very, very mental, and we are the most mental. And I'm not patting us all on the back, but we are arguably the most intelligent sign, right? As far as our processing goes, right? Every sign has their gift. And the thing is, when we get like a moon energy and a Neptune energy in there, that could be like a little bit of a hot mess together, where it's like, okay, I need to look at things deeper in my life, but I'm not sure, right? That is the moon, right? Because the moon rules things that we do in private, things that we think in private, everything in private, right? And it's us, but now we're in this space of thinking. But then we have Neptune there, where it's like swimming around, just trying to grab onto something solid. And it's like, you know, knowing that something is right around the bend, and it's so real that we could just almost just reach out and grab it, but we can't actually put our finger on it, right? But the confusion is not comfortable for you, so it's in your fear position. And that's what I'm saying. It's not, like, confusion is really not a comfortable thing for Geminis. They like to know what's up, right? And then we have the Tower, okay? Another fear position card here. Major Arcana in the reverse only means an extreme emotional reaction. So the Tower is an ending of something. So Gemini, I do feel like you're seriously fearing the end of that job, just because of everything that's going on, that job's not going to be waiting for you, that it's over, that things, even if you still have your job, that it's not going to stay the same, and that the way it transitions is not going to end up serving you. This is you being afraid that relationship really is finally over. You being afraid of the emotional ramifications too of something being over. But understand, as I always say, the Tower is a Mars energy. And I love Mars, even though Mars can be brutal, right? The warrior planet comes in, is just like, all right, you know, what's going on? I want to go in this direction now. And that's what happens with the Tower energy. Mars comes in and says, you know what? So sorry, that path really wasn't meant for your higher good. This is. And it's really tough to pull away from something that you have that emotional connection to, but that's what the Tower is for. That's what Mars is about, right? Pulling it. I mean, all the planets are like that in their own way, right? I mean, like Mars, Pluto, you know, Saturn, they help pull us away. But Mars, right, is the one where it's like, all right, that's not going to work. So now let's think about something. It's a much quicker energy, right? It's like right now, let's think of a game plan to get moving in another direction, like 5 minutes ago, not next year. Let's get it going. Come on. And that's what that is. And then we have the Four of Cups in reverse. So this tells me a lot of you guys are afraid of feeling bored. You're afraid of the restlessness. You're afraid of not being happy. You're afraid of not feeling connected. You're afraid of your own critical mind. You're afraid of, going in and pulling something apart down to the point of it just not being any good for you, right? I mean, and that is something that Gemini struggle with, right? We're such critical thinkers and we love to have a good time and we're so forgiving and all of that. But when we're in deep connection having to do with job or having to do with a relationship, it is in our nature to simply not understand sometimes like why people think the way they do. You know what I mean? So, and it's really getting in touch with that element within you. And that's your fear. Because your fear here is like, really, I'm afraid of being bored. I'm afraid of picking something apart down to the nub because, that might be your history. At the same time, I'm afraid of something being over. I really am. And I'm just really like feeling very uncomfortable about the confusion that I feel. So it's like a this and that, right, kind of energy, which a lot of people are feeling right now. But you guys, this is your fears. This is very mental. Now, in your outcome, we have the star, which I love. This is an Aquarius energy. So this is about insight plus emotions, creating a change, because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is all about doing something differently. So I love this for you, especially those of you who are here with career on your heart. Absolutely beautiful. This is about really getting in touch with something that you really want to do. And it's going to bring you into a space that you're actually really meant to be on, that's going to have a very healing element. So I like it. Page of Swords in reverse. Okay, so Page is always a new cycle. They're the youngins of the court, and Swords are truth and communication. And I get that there's some sort of communication that isn't coming in yet, or you're feeling like somebody's not being 100% honest with you. The element of honesty is a little bit of an issue here. Now, whether it's being honest with yourself or you feeling like somebody else is not giving you all of the information, but that's just something that you have to watch out for. I'm not too worried about that because then we have the Ace of Coins. So the Ace of Coins literally is the new job card, like very, very literally. This could also be the beginning of a new relationship for you guys, though, or a brand new cycle within relationship where there's a very strong mental, emotional, and physical connection. But Ace is a brand new, like the decks are being swept clean. So this would be very relevant for those of you who, if you are reconnecting with a relationship, this is the kind of reconnection where you guys haven't been together for a minute. So you have you had that breathing space in between things, so that when you revisit things, you are able to kind of really start over and start fresh with career, either a new path, a new trajectory, or a new career altogether. Now, for some of you, this could be like, oh, you know what? I really love working from home. This is what I want to do now, right? And you making that, really figuring out how to make that be a permanent situation for you. So, I mean, I do like that. I feel like there's going to be a lot of introspection here. So currently, I do feel like you are in the space of protection. So whether it's saving your money, being really careful with your money, or protecting yourself, because you are dealing with this lack of movement or this personality who's maybe not being completely honest with you. But in the end, we have the Six of Wands, right? So really good. That's all about success and respect. Success and respect, which is super, I mean, it's important for everybody, but really important for Gemini. So, yeah. Pause in your journey. I mean, that's a Magician reverse energy, too. Yeah. All right. So let's do a relationship read. Quick for those of you in that space. Not everybody is, and everybody cares, with everything else going on. But let's see what we have. 9 of Cups, love it. 2 of Coins, okay. Okay, so in the recent past, you're coming in feeling very Queen of Cups, very Queen of Cups. Love that. It's Gemini, it's you, and Cancer. Beautiful energy. All right, so Queen of Cups here, Gemini and Cancer. And this is about moving forward in the past, right? Just having to do with this relationship, this connection. This is about moving, because Gemini is all about moving forward. So if this wasn't moving forward, this could absolutely be a lot of new kind of communication going on. Cancer has to do with safety. Cancer has to do with home, that metaphorical home space, right? So really having that conversation about what you need in order to feel very safe in a relationship. Now, for some of you, if you're in a relationship already, this could have to do specifically with this person. If you guys are not in a relationship, this is you really getting in touch with the fact that more than anything, for you, communication and safety is key. That is what you need to feel okay in a relationship. Everybody's different. Everybody's different, It's... you have some signs. Sagittarius is super important that they have this sense of freedom, With the Gemini and Cancer energy mix, it's like Gemini's like freedom too, but safety is really more important, right? So that's that energy that you're coming into. So right now in the present situation, we have the Nine of Cups, right? Which is a beautiful energy about making things happen. This is a Jupiter and Pisces energy. So Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is all about moving forward with with integrity and your morals, right? And in Pisces, it's about your dreams coming true, right? So this is truly a wish fulfillment card that's being crossed by the Two of Cups. The Two of Coins. So the coin energy here is about mental, physical, and emotional connection, and it can indicate, though, confusion, right? It can. So this is a Jupiter and Capricorn energy. So when we have Jupiter and Capricorn together, you gotta understand, Jupiter, who rules, again, Sagittarius, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. We have all these energies together. So when we have Jupiter and Saturn together, this is about, Jupiter really wants to just be like, come on, let's go to the party, let's have a good time. And Capricorn's like, okay, hold on, wait, you have to think about things, right? So this is about really thinking everything through. Do I really want to be with this person? Is this person capable of putting in the work to bring me to a space of wish fulfillment and a relationship that I want? Am I capable of putting in the work that's necessary? And it's just questioning how much faith do you have in yourself and another person to put in the amount of work that's necessary for our relationship to really happen, to get to that space of wish fulfillment? The crowning energy here is the Four of Coins in reverse. Very interesting. So listen, keeping it real, guys, money might be influencing the relationships, right? Absolutely right now. So there is this mode of self-protection. For some of you, it could be absolutely... not having the money, or really trying to hold tight to the money that you do have, and it ending up impacting the relationship. So this idea of being held back by money can definitely be impacting the relationship for some of you. Others of you, this could be about just being in that self-protection mode. And the foundation energy, we have the Five of Swords. So I actually like this energy because it's a Venus and Aquarius energy. So 5 is conflict, swords are truth. It's about having that heavy conversation, that discussion, that argument, whatever you want to call it, about what needs to happen differently in this relationship. Literally, that's what it means. Because Venus and Aquarius is like doing things differently, doing things out of the box. And Venus is about relationship, connection, and about feeling good about being in this. So you guys are having that conversation about what needs to change and how is it going to change. So we can have this idea of recognition that something needs to change, but they're not being full, you're not feeling fully sure if either you or the person that you're dealing with is capable of putting in the work. Ooh, right now this is you. Temperance, love it. Sagittarius energy, moving forward with integrity, moving forward with just fairness too, really, because Sagittarius is probably the most moral sign, I do have to say. And Temperance is about, okay, this is what I need, this is what you need, this is what the relationship needs. So being very much in that space of hearing the other person out and them hearing you out, right? Hearing each other out. Very nice. So if you have to have that talk, remember next weekend is Saturday and Sunday are good days. External to you, the Queen is the Queen of Swords. So this is the person that you're dealing with, is the Queen of Swords. So swords are truth. So in the reverse, this could be that there's information being held back. This could be that the information that's coming through is, I don't want to say incomplete, but maybe like there might be some lying through omission kind of thing. But this is a Virgo and Libra energy, and in reverse, Virgo being ruled by Mercury, it's about forward movement. Libra's obviously rules relationship. It's that seventh house. It's ruled by Venus. So there's this right now, I'm getting that the person that you're dealing with, is either not communicating or not willing to move forward, right, in a very fair way, because Libra's also, the glyph of Libra is also the scales. So it's about justice, and it's about what's fair and what's right. And in reverse, this could be that you're dealing with somebody who's just like not really being fair. But meanwhile, as Temperance, you're like, all right, we need to listen to each other, right? We need fairness. And I could see that your partner is not, I'm going to say, giving you what you need right now in that way, okay, in the way of communication and having a meeting of the minds that way. Now, your fear position is the Nine of Wands. So in the Nine of Wands is a moon in Sagittarius energy. And, sorry, this ring light. It's a moon in Sagittarius energy, right? So whenever we have the moon, it's that deep thinking, deep thinking. Thinking, how are you going to move forward with like an expansion in this? But this is in your fear. And you're afraid that this is not going to happen for you. You're just afraid that the movement, the motivation, it's not all going to happen. And we have the Queen of Coins in reverse. Okay, so this is a Sagittarius and Capricorn energy, and in reverse, this is lack of forward movement and the hard work not being put in. Because of that lack of hard work is getting in the way of you guys being able to move forward with integrity in this relationship, is what I'm getting here, you know? It's really, I don't get that the two of you are equally willing to do what's necessary for this relationship to work. Now, you could be the one who's not willing to put in the work. The other person could be the one. It doesn't really matter. The energy is here. You know, yeah. I mean, I'm inclined to think that it's the person, but listen, the energies are so close. They could always be flip-flop, but only because in your position we have Temperance. Now, the outcome energy, we have the High Priestess. Okay, so this is the moon energy, right? And this is the moon. So the moon is everything. This is deep. You're going deep, Gemini. You're going deep and you're trying to figure your stuff out. So, and you're kind of blocking everybody out as you do this, I feel like. But this is you really needing to get in touch with something inside of yourself that you have not wanted to look at. Because the moon is, again, it's that layered onion that lives in our soul that we need to unpeel over time, that sometimes we just don't know that we have to look at things until we have to look at them. And I'm really inclined to say that because of the Open Your Arms card. I just feel like there's something that you're not seeing about yourself, about the other person, about the situation. But you're going to be going deep. You're going to be tapping into your intuition. You're going to be figuring things out for yourself. And what I do like, though, is you're not going to be compromising your self-respect. And you're not going to be forgiving people who don't deserve forgiveness. You're drawing a line in the sand, which is really good. Because if they're not willing to show up in the way that's necessary for this relationship to be successful, you could put a Band-Aid on it, but it's only going to open up again. It's only going to end up being back to the same thing. So you're really very much in an energy getting real with it, all of it. Yeah. So I do like it. I do like it. Guys, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Please stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.